Hey, it's Rich from Planet PE, and today's video is all a bit different because today is going to be a physical challenge and the first video in our remote learning series. So I've teamed up with a personal trainer called Darren Steward, who is going to take you through a muscular endurance challenge. Now, each of these different exercises is going to have 3 different levels for you to attempt. Now, the best thing about this is that I have done some of these Zoom sessions with Darren over lockdown, and they are absolutely fantastic. So he's going to take you through about a 10-minute warm-up and then go through the different challenges. So record your scores and then see how you get on. So again, let's see how this goes. So if you are interested in this, if this sort of thing that you like, then check out Darren's details, which are underneath. So maybe you can join him and try and get involved in some personal training to try and make yourself a bit fitter and a bit healthier. So enough of me, let's see what Darren's going to deliver for you.
So yes, welcome, Happy New Year everyone. We are here for our first workout in 2021. First workout of the month means this will be our 60-second strength challenge, but first of all, we need to get ourselves warmed up and ready for it. So let's just get ourselves moving. Just a little jog on the spot. So what we're doing here is we're just going to gradually look to increase our heart rate. So we start nice and low, taking it easy, and just through this next 60 seconds or so, we're just going to start to increase this pace. So we're going to start to go a little bit quicker. We're going to start getting that movement opening up a little bit more. So we're going to start to get those arms moving. We're going to get those knees higher. Remember, if you need a low impact option at this point, we're just going to march on the spot instead of running. That way we take away the impact away from the lower body. Okay, right, get yourself ready to do some hip mobility next, where we're going to start off by stretching out our glutes. So what I want you to do is pick up one leg. You're going to grab that knee, I'm going to pull that up towards the chest, and then you're going to step forwards into a lunge. Step yourself back, repeat that on the other side. Now, making sure when we do that glute stretch, so we lift the knee up, make sure that you're engaging your core, so we're pulling the waist in nice and tight. That way it's going to help you with your balance. And when you go forwards into your lunge, focus more so about really opening up and lengthening your stride. So taking a big step forwards, okay? Keep the chest open and make sure you're pushing the hips into it. That way you'll get a stretch at the front of the back leg without even having to go into a lunge. So if you do struggle with your range, you're getting that stretch even without having to go too low down. So that's what I want you to focus on. Then, once you've got all of that in place, then think about coming down into a lunge a little bit. And whatever you can manage is going to be a bonus, okay? Right, we're going to carry on forward lunging now, but now we're going to throw in an overhead reach with that as well. So, as you go down into a lunge, you're taking a big step forward, keeping the chest open, pushing the hips forwards into it. I'm just going to reach up overhead. Stretch out as long and high as possible. Really reach it up. And you should feel how that increases the stretch all the way up the back of that leg there, yeah? Good, okay, so get ready. Make sure you've done the same number of reps on both sides. Then we're going to open our stance up. So we're going into some sideways lunges. So we're stretching the inside of our thighs now. So feet pointed forwards. Hip, feet slightly wider than our shoulders. We're going to bend one knee. We're going to push the hips backwards. You should feel us stretching the inside of the leg. Then we're going to go the other side. So remember, one knee bent, one knee stays straight. Push the hips back just like a squat with one leg straight. And then we're just going to keep going from left to right. And make sure when you're doing these, you don't need to be leaning over sideways to get that stretch. In fact, that will actually take away from the stretch. You're going to try and keep yourself upright. Slight forward lean is acceptable and perfectly fine, and actually needed to get the hips back, but try not to lean over to the side, okay? And so what we're looking for is that stretch inside of the straight leg. What we're going to do is we're going to just increase this stretch a little bit now with a little reach of the arm. So we're going to pull one shoulder back, we're going to reach across the body as if you're just reaching towards your foot as you lunge down. Okay, and again, think of this as a rotational movement from the shoulders rather than leaning excessively forwards to get all the way down to actually touch the foot. And hopefully you're feeling how that's just increasing and intensifying the stretch. Right, what we're going to do now is we're going to actually make that a little bit more dynamic. So we're going to step in and out of that stretch, okay? So start with your feet together. Big step out to the side, into your lunge, step it back in. Now we'll just work with one side at a time with this one. That way, just if you are slightly short of space, or there's a few of you working in the same area, then it means hopefully you're not going to be bumping into people or objects or walls. We're going to make sure when we're doing this, technique's the same as before. So make sure both feet are pointing forwards, so just because we're stepping out into that lunge, make sure we're not letting the foot rotate outwards. Make sure we're only bending the one knee, so that other leg's, that trailing leg needs to stay straight, otherwise we're not going to feel that stretch on the inside of it. And remember, the reach is a rotation of the shoulders. Okay, last one. Let's switch over to the other side. So again, same thing. Make sure you're taking a wide enough step out to the side as well. Okay, if you go too narrow, you're not going to get such a good stretch, and you're probably going to find it hard to actually get yourself into that position. Yeah, so again, remember where you need to feel for the stretch inside of the thigh. Don't forget to be pushing the hips backwards as you go into that side lunge. That way, we're loading through the glutes a little more, so starting to activate them, get them waking up. Okay, last one. Alright, wide squats next. Okay, so a wide stance is wider than our hips, but narrower than what we were with our lunge. This time I do want you to turn your feet out by about 5 degrees, and then we go down into our squat. So push your hips back, make sure the knees stay open, same degrees, same angle as your feet. As you hit the bottom, reach to the floor, keep reaching to the floor as you straighten your legs. You're going to feel that stretch down the back of your thighs. Then drop your hips down, bend the knees back, and we stand up again. Okay? And we repeat that. So we squat down first, remember, knees out, bum back, keep the chest open. Then we reach to the floor, we straighten the legs, we hold there just for a second, we then bend the knees, let the hips drop back down. Remember, lift the chest first before then standing up. So we return back to that squat position every time. Now, although we are reaching down to the floor at the bottom of that squat, make sure that you keep the chest lifted to start with. Okay, so that can keep the back nice and straight. Then reach, then straighten. And there should be two areas where we're looking for the stretch with these. The first is going to be the inside of the thigh. So when we hit the bottom of our squat, that's where we should feel that stretch. And when we straighten the legs out, we should feel it down the back of the thighs, so the hamstrings. Okay, let's just finish the one we're on. And then we're just going to bring our feet inside, so underneath the hips. We're going to just get the upper body moving now. So, standing nice and tall, engage the core. We're just going to open up through the upper body. Taking the arm all the way around to point behind you, bring it back to the front, and then switch over and do the same with the other arm. Now, a couple of things I want you to make sure in terms of that starting position is making sure that you're keeping your chest lifted. Okay, what do I mean by this? So, in that position, what I don't want to see you doing is rounding your back. Okay, so push the hips back, lift the chest, that gets the back nice and straight. Also, another thing, as you're doing this, we need to make sure we're getting a good stretch through the chest. So as we bring the hand round, just rotate the hand slightly so the palm is facing upwards towards the ceiling. Okay? What that's doing is it's putting the shoulder in an externally rotated position. And that's going to help open and stretch the chest. If we allow the hand to turn the other way, so palm facing down, you see what happens in my shoulder here? It closes off. That's going to take away from the stretch I get in my chest. Okay, so remember, palm up, we get a better stretch. We want to open rather than close. Okay, right, good. Make sure you've done the same number of reps on both sides. Now let's just get a bit of extra movement for the shoulders. So we're just going to stand nice and tall. Think about making yourself as tall as you can through your neck, tuck your chin in. Then we're just going to take the arms around in a circle. Okay, now what I want you to do is really exaggerate the size of these circles, okay? Make them as big as you can. Now we want to try and get this movement completely through from the shoulders. So as you're doing this, make sure you engage in your core. So pulling the belly button in, pulling in from the waist. And what that's going to do is it's going to stabilise around the lumbar spine. So it's basically stopping you from bending your lower back, okay? Yeah, remember, try to take the shoulders through their full range of motion, so you're going to have to really make those circles as big as you can. We're just going to do one more and then get ready to just change the direction. So exactly the same thing, we're just reversing the direction now, okay?
Creaky one.
Good, so if you're feeling or hearing lots of clicking and cracking and clonking with your shoulders, it probably suggests that you maybe should be doing a little bit of stretching or an upper body outside of these sessions. So remember, on the on-demand section of the website, you do have those stretch sessions there that you can do. They're only about 10-15 minutes, so they're not going to take up the whole day. I definitely recommend it if you're hearing a little bit of clunking or you feel quite restricted in your shoulders. Okay, right, hold it there. So, give yourself a little shake out. That is the warm-up complete. Hopefully you're now feeling nice and ready for the exercise. So remember, excuse me, today's workout is the 60 seconds strength endurance challenge. So we have 6 exercises. And out of those 6 exercises, we're going to be holding them for 1 minute. After that minute, you've got a little bit of time to change in between, so I'll remind you what the exercise is coming up, and then we go again. The idea is you are counting the number of repetitions that you complete in each of these exercises, okay? So you ideally want to have a pen and paper or your phone handy, so at the end of the exercise you can write down which level you did, whether it be level 1, 2 or 3, and you can write down your score of how many complete reps you did in that time, okay? So just have that nearby. If you haven't got it, you've got a little bit of time right now, just as I quickly explain the exercises. So I'm going to go through briefly now, and then in the little rest I'm going to give you the levels a bit more in depth. So the first exercise of the circuit is going to be squats. So your 3 levels for squats: sit to stand, so grab a chair, sit down, stand up as many times as you can. Level 2, bodyweight squats, so without the chair, just up and down. And level 3, squat jumps, so just jumping in between each squat. Then from there we're going to push-ups. Again, there'll be the 3 levels I'll explain before the round. We then go burpees as exercise 3, we've got sit-ups as exercise 4, we've got crawl-outs for exercise 5, and we have a plank at the end at exercise 6. Once we've completed all of those exercises, so we do it once for 1 minute, and then we move into the next exercise. At the end, you're going to get a minute's rest. So you do get recovery time, and we'll be doing it twice round. So just remember, you're going to be recording those scores. So you've got 2 opportunities to beat your previous month's scores, okay? Right, so like I said, the first exercise is going to be squats. I'm just going to set my timer up. Remind yourself of the 3 levels. So, level 1, sit to stand. Arms out in front of you, no cheating by using your hands. Sit down, stand up, easy. Level 2, squats. You're aiming to try and get your thighs parallel to the floor, so get down as low as you can. Level 3, squat jumps. So you squat down, you jump up. And again, like I said, remember, you're counting those repetitions, okay? Okay, right. Sorry? Okay, right, ready. So, squats, sit, stand, or squat jumps. 3, 2, or 1. Here we go, our minute has started. So 1 minute, 60 seconds on the clock, as many reps as we can. Now make sure the technique is good. So with our squats, we are pushing the hips backwards. We're keeping the chest lifted. And if you're doing the squat jumps at level 3, as you land straight back into the next one. For all 3 levels, make sure you're considering your knee alignment. Okay? So by this, don't let the knees drop inwards. Keep them out, pointing in the same direction as your toes. Just gone past halfway. Around that range, keep it going. Okay, 10 seconds left. And stop there. Okay, good. Record your scores. Record your scores. How many reps did you complete? Next exercise is push-ups. So, your 3 levels. Level 1, elevated push-ups. Hands high, normal push-up. Level 2, 3/4. That means on your knees, but make sure you get your hips forwards. And level 3, full push-up on the toes. Okay, we've had our rest. Get yourselves in position, you don't want to lose time. We're at the beginning. 3, 2, 1, let's go. So again, you've chosen your level. How many reps can you now complete in a minute? Now think about form. Don't let your technique go, just to get a high score. Make sure the body stays still. Okay, by this I mean, don't let the hips drop up and down. Okay, body is one straight line the whole time. When you come down in your push-up, it's just bending the elbows. Abs nice and tight. You are lowering your chest down between your hands and pushing back up. Do not let your hips drop forwards. We're past halfway. Then keep going, keep getting those reps in. If you need to rest, you can. 10 seconds though. Try and get those last reps. Remember, we're looking to beat our previous scores. And rest there. Well done. Good, take a rest. Quickly record down your scores. How many reps did you complete? Next one is burpees. Okay?
No idea.
So, burpees, elevate your hands. Level 1, elevate your hands, step back, step forwards, stand up, arms overhead and go again, okay? Regress burpee. Level 2, hands to the floor, jump the feet back, jump forwards, jump up, just not putting the chest down. Level 3, you're putting the chest down, okay? Chest all the way down, back up with a jump in between. Right, you've had your rest, get ready, 2, 1, let's go. So remember, count those reps up. And we're trying to get as many reps as we can. 60 seconds on the clock to challenge ourselves. Remember to keep those abs nice and tight when the feet move back away from the hands. So we're in that almost high plank position. You need rest your core. Halfway through now. We've got 10 more seconds to go. Three, 2, 1, and stop. Well done. Record your score. Next exercise, sit-ups. So, level 1, start sitting up, knees bent, hands out in front of you. Lower yourself back into your fingertips. Alright, your knees, then come back forwards. Try and keep your feet on the floor. So I'm going back, top half, sit up basically. Right, level 2, we're going to do ab crunch. So we start on the floor, you sit up until your fingertips reach your knees, and then back down again. Level 3 V crunch. So as you sit up, bring the knees up as well. Okay, there's our rest. We ready? 2, 1. Let's go. As many reps as we can. We're doing level 1. You need to make sure if you're doing it seated, make sure that back rest isn't in your way. Just have your knees bent, not out straight. Slightly bent. Remember, keep the arms straight the whole time. Halfway. Now remember when we're doing our abs, keeping our abs pulled in nice and tight the whole time, yes? Try and avoid using too much momentum from your arms. 10 more seconds left. And stop there. Good, record your score. Yeah, how many reps did we all get? Write it down so you remember. Next exercise, crawl ups. Level 1, elevated. Hands up high, walk your feet out of the back. Walk them all the way back forwards again, and just repeat that. So just walking the feet in and out. Arms straight, weight over the upper body, over the chest. Keep those abs tight. Level 2, crawl out. So we're walking the hands away from the feet. And level 3, so level 2 just to crawl out. Level 3 with a commando in there as well. Now level 2 and 3, you don't need to stand up in between. As soon as you get back to this crouch position, straight back out again, okay? Right, rest is over. 3, 2, 1, go. Now if you're doing level 3, what I would ask you to do is try to remember which elbow you went down into first and alternate. Okay, switch it up. Level 1, as you're walking the feet out, make sure you're keeping the weight in over the arms. Okay, don't let your bum stick up in the air. The weight should constantly be on the arms for level 1. Halfway through. You keep it going, let's get those last reps in. We've got 10 more seconds. And stop there. Well done, good. Record your scores. Good stuff. Okay, all right. And last one of the circuit, planks. So, your options here. Elevated on your hands, weight over your arms, just holding still. Key is straight body. Okay, level 2, 3/4 plank on your knees. So, elbows, knees, bum forwards, straight line. Okay, level 3, up on your toes. Okay, get yourselves in position. 2, 1, go. Now this one, there's no reps to count. This is just, can you complete a 60-second plank in your chosen level? So what we're going to record with this one is if you have to stop because you realise your form and your technique's not quite spot on, or you just can't hold it for any longer, you're going to write down and record how many times you have to stop. Okay? So we're going to be able to monitor whether we're getting stronger. If previously you've had to stop twice, and this time you only had to stop once, it means we're getting stronger and we're improving. We've gone halfway. Good, keep holding nice and strong. Remember, body should be straight line. Pulling the abs in, 10 more seconds. Keep those shoulders down away from the ears. Bum in line with the shoulders. Straight line, remember, 3, 2, 1. Bring it down. Well done. Everyone, take a minute's rest. So we've completed once through that circuit now. We've got one more time to go, so we're going to get a second attempt to beat your previous round's scores. Okay? Don't get too comfortable relaxing. Move it up. You're going to rest, and if you sit down and relax completely, you're going to make it harder when you have to get back up. I would suggest you keep standing, keep moving about.
Just going to drop off then.
Okay, right, we've got only about 10 seconds left of our rest, guys. So, let's get ourselves ready. Remind ourselves of the first exercise. Squats. Level 1, sit to stand. Level 2, just normal body weight squats. Level 3, squat jumps. Okay, we all ready? We go again in 3, 2, 1, let's go. So again, sit to stand, level 1, squats, level 2, squat jumps, level 3. Make sure that squats, we're getting those hips back. Knees in alignment with the toes, so toes and knees we point in the same direction. If you're doing the squat jumps, make sure you're softening your landing by landing into your next squat. And remember, it's how many reps can you complete. So you want to be moving as fast as you can, as safely as you can. Good, keep it going. We're almost at that 10-second mark. 10 seconds. Big finish, come on. We need to catch that number. How many reps did we get? We need to beat it. Stop. Well done. Good. Write down the score. Push-ups next. Hands elevated, level 1. 3/4, level 2 on your knees. Level 3, full push-ups. Get down ready on your hands. We go in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. So again, push-up technique. Whatever level you're doing, chest between your hands. Body in a straight line. Keeping those abs nice and tight. Halfway. If you need to stop and stretch, you can do. Remember, the goal is as many reps as you can in a minute. You can do that however you wish. Just making sure that technique stays good. Last 10 seconds. Come on, no more resting. Just squeeze those last reps out. Stop there. Oh, well done. Good, take a note of your score. Write it down. Burpees are next. So level 1, hands elevated, step out, step in, stand and reach. Back again, as quick as you can. Level 2, squat thrust burpee, means you just jump the feet in, you jump the feet out and in. And level 3, as you jump your feet out, chest to the floor, back up again. Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1, let's go. So again, as many reps as we can. Burpees is a real challenge for us cardiovascularly. So it's generally going to be our mind that gives up before our body. This is going to be mental toughness. Can you push yourself to maintain that tempo? We're halfway through. Can you push yourself maybe to go quicker. Come on, keep it going. Ten seconds. And stop. Well done. Next one, sit-ups. So record your score, get ready for sit-ups. Level 1, top half, remember? Sit up straight, arms out, go back into your fingers with your knees, sit back forwards. Level 2, the other way around, start on the floor, sit up until your fingers reach your knees, and level 3, full V crunch. So sit up and knees up. Ready? Go. Remember, we are trying to get as many reps as we can. Therefore, we're going to be moving fast. I want you to make sure you still have control. Okay? Control these movements with your abs. We're halfway. Yeah, keep it going. Make sure you're keeping the belly buttons pulled in tight the whole time. 10 seconds left. And stop there. Well done. Record your score. What did you get? Next one. Crawl ups. Level 1. Hands elevated. Weight over your arms. Walk your feet out and in. Don't stand up in between. Just walking out and in. Level 2. Crawl out. Walk your hands away from your feet. Again, don't stand up in between, just out and in. And level 3, when you get to the end, down onto your elbows and back up again. Okay, ready? 2, 1, go. So neither none of the 3 levels require you to stand up in between. We're just literally going in and out, either our hands away from our feet, or for level 1, the reverse way is moving your feet away from your hands. Remember, if you are doing level 3, try to alternate which elbow you go down onto first. It will make a difference. That elbow that goes down, that arm works a little bit harder when you push it back up. I'll keep going. About 15 seconds left. So 10 seconds. And stop there. Well done, good. Okay, last one. Record your scores. And now it's plank. So, elevate your plank on your hands, make sure the body is straight, weight over the arms, remember. Level 2, 3/4, means your knees are on the floor, we're on the elbows, again make sure those hips are forwards, so weight forwards over the arms. Level 3, full plank, on your toes, on your elbows. Can you hold it for 60 seconds without stopping? That's the challenge. Get in position. 3, 2, 1, plank. So whilst we're holding here, quick checklist of technique. Make sure your head is back with your chin tucked in. Make sure your shoulders are not up by your ears. Pull them down, pull your shoulder blades down your back. Make sure the weight is in the arms. Make sure your hips are in line with your shoulders. Make sure your bum's not in the air. And make sure your hips aren't too low with the arch in your back. We've gone past halfway, people. Think about squeezing your glutes. Think about drawing your belly button in and your waist in around your spine. Keep holding, 10 seconds left. Almost there. 3, 2, 1. Rest down. Well done, everyone. Did you complete the full 60 seconds? If you did, note it down so you didn't need any rest. If you had to stop, don't worry. Just record how many times you needed that rest. Okay, so that's 2 circuits complete. It's a tough one, right? That's it, we started 2021, the way means carry on. So let's stretch it out now. So let's start off, quick release through the upper body. Arms up overhead, standing nice and tall. Try to get the arms back as far as you can. Okay, we're going to slightly lean over to one side. Think about this top arm, reaching up and over and across. You're going to feel that stretching open through our side here that we're leaning away from. Okay, and over to the other side. Make sure we're keeping the belly button drawn in. Make sure we're keeping the arms back in line with the ears. Okay, with the arms down, a little shake up. Quick open through the chest. Arms out to the side. You might try to squeeze between the shoulder blades, palms facing forwards. And now rotate the hands so palms facing up and pull the arms down to the floor. Imagine the arms are pulling the shoulders with them. So they're dragging your shoulders down away from your ears. Keep that pinch between the shoulder blades. Should feel a nice stretch and release through the front of the shoulders. Okay, good. Shake the arms out. Hip flexors next. One leg back. We're going to rotate the pelvis. So tuck the bum underneath. Imagine you're trying to lift up through your abs. Okay, we're lifting all the way through the abs, lifting all the way through the body, up through the chest, and we're standing nice and tall. Okay, body really long. You should feel the stretch, the front side of the back leg. So we'll out the front of this thigh, all the way into the hip. That's where we want to feel that stretching. Okay, try to make sure we keep that tilt, okay? We want the back nice and straight. What we don't want is the back arching and pushing the hips forwards. It's from the tilt, okay? Okay, let's switch it over the other side. So again, take one leg back, that toe, that foot on your toe, heel lifted. Do not let that heel go into the floor. And then going to rotate the hips, tuck underneath, pushing that glute underneath, so keep the hip forward as well. Remember where we're feeling the stretch, front side of the back leg. If you're not feeling it, you can try and increase in your stride length. So just take that front foot forward a little bit more. Just make sure you don't lose that pelvic tilt. Okay, good. Adductors next. So open the stance out nice and wide. Feet pointing forwards. Bend one knee, keep the other leg straight, and push your hips backwards. So as you push your hips backwards, kind of almost going like into almost like a side split squat. Okay, so this half of me looks like I'm squatting. And you should feel that stretch on the inside of the straight leg. Focus about trying to really get those hips back. Think about opening the hips as well. So make sure this knee that we're lunging into or squatting onto, make sure that knee's not coming back towards the other leg, okay? But opening it out. And think about opening from the outside of the hip. Okay, bring it into the middle and over to the other side. So again, we're just bending one knee, the other leg stays straight. Remember, we're trying to open through the hips, we're trying to get that stretch on the inside of this straight leg. So make sure this knee that we're bending isn't moving towards the other leg. If anything, we're going to push it out slightly, so we're increasing the stretch. Okay, make sure we're not leaning over. Okay, no lateral bending needed. Just the hips coming back, and that knee bending will be enough to give us a stretch. Okay, bring it to the middle. Finishing off, hamstrings, back of the thigh. 1 foot forwards, heel on the floor this time with your toe lifted. Keep that leg straight, bend the back leg, and we're going to push the hips backwards. So as you push your hips backwards, you end up leaning over, and that should give you your stretch down the back of this straight leg. Now make sure when you do this, keep your toe flexed back up towards you. And make sure that we don't let the back start to round. So what we don't want is to be rounding through the spine, okay? Keep the chest open and the back straight as we lean over. Okay, good. Slowly bring yourself up, change sides. Now you can notice this stretch can also be done from a seated position. Okay, exactly the same thing. You just put one leg out in front, you make sure that leg stays straight. The heel's on the floor, the toes flexed up back towards you, and then you just lean yourself over. So like we're doing from the standing version, you would just keep the chest lifted and open, keep the back nice and straight, and just tilt from the hips until you start leaning over, and that'll be enough, hopefully, to feel that stretch in your hamstrings. Remember, the more you can get your bum back, so if you're doing a seated, shuffle the bum right back as you're doing it, you get that stretch higher up. Okay, good, just slowly bring yourself up from that. Just give everything a good shake out now. So just giving it a little bit of length, a little bit of bending off the tough workout. And we're done. Give yourselves a round of applause. Well done, everyone. And there we go, there we have our 60-second strength endurance challenge, the first one of the month and the first one of 2021. First of all, I'd like to thank all of you for renewing your memberships to the online workouts. It's great to have so many of you with us here doing the workouts with me and my family. It's great fun for us, and hopefully the fact that you've signed back up, you're enjoying them as well. Remember, if you do have any feedback, I'm always willing to listen and make improvements. So if there's something that you think I can do to make this service even better for you, maybe there's some classes, some different kind of classes you'd like in the new year, hit me up, email me, message me, put it on Facebook, we can put it to a vote. And now I've got the nice studio, I can record more videos, so please let me know. Don't be afraid to ask. I'm here to make this service the best I can for you. Okay, well, I'm going to wish you all a happy new year. I hope you had fun celebrating it in and seeing the end of 2020. 2021 is going to be a good year for us, so I can feel it. We're going to enter this, we need to enter it nice and positive. We're going to make this count for us, okay? So